Karting News Network. I'm Josh Prater, and alongside me today is Clint Hansen and Jake Burchett.
Good morning, guys. Morning.
Morning, Clint. How are we doing? Today we're talking about the first Gold Rush race coming up at Kinsman Kart Club. It's been a long off season, and this is the first race to kick off the regional series.
There's definitely a lot of racers that I feel like have been awaiting this all winter long and itching to get back on the track there.
Yeah, especially since the first one rained out at the Blue Max Kart Club. That was a bummer.
That was a bit of a devastation.
Keep going.
Okay. So what is the actual Gold Rush race series?
The Gold Rush is pretty cool because it's just club races. It's not some big crazy standalone series that everyone has to travel to. It's just a points collection series. So we go to 5 individual clubs, and the club is in charge of running their own event. So, like I said, nothing crazy. It's meant to be inexpensive, and it's meant to promote traveling around the NorCal and Northern Nevada region.
What are the points, Jake? Do you know? I mean, how they work? What's the going with?
Is just taking the points from every club race, and they're going to add all that up at the end for the series itself. So it's not a standalone system. It's just going to be what the clubs are already taking already.
Okay.
Yeah. So people who are racing Kinsman, they're actually going to be getting their Kinsman club points, and then the Gold Rush series just takes those points, and collects them up towards a championship at the end of the 5 races.
And you have to compete in all 5 series, right? All 5 race events throughout NorCal.
There is actually a drop race for it, for the points series itself, for the championship series. So each racer can have one dropped race and still be in the points running. But so it is definitely encouraged to race all 5 races, though.
Okay.
Yeah. And the prizes that these guys are giving away for the Gold Rush. Let's talk about the prizes a little bit.
They're giving away some pretty good swag, giving away some kart parts. There's a lot.
Let's talk about the $500 per class. $500 for every class competing, including the kid kart.
So the championship series has 6 classes. They're going to be running kid kart, junior 1, junior 2, senior, heavy, and a grandmasters. And each class has $500 to win the championship points.
And we've had some sponsors. Step up to sponsor that $500. It looks like Kid Kart is sponsored by A Master Mechanic. Joanne's Embroidery has stepped up to sponsor the Junior 1 class. Junior 2 class is Carson Valley Lawn and Landscape. The senior class will be sponsored by Super Carniceria. That's my favorite little Mexican meat market spot here in town. I go there quite a bit. Heavy class is going to be sponsored by Augie's Fiberglass up out of Oregon. And the Grandmasters sponsored by Cambrian Go-Karts.
So there's actually been quite a few other local sponsors that they have put together. There was Aspen Earthworks that put a sponsor out for them. The Wing King, Allen's Automotive, Cole Nelson Racing, KW Creative, Shaw Graphics, and even Komatsu has come to the table for this.
This is a little bit different. We've been racing quite a while, and to see all of these companies that have absolutely nothing to do with karting step up and put some money for us to have an awesome karting series. Do you guys think something is changing, or is karting, becoming more, I don't know what to call it,
Well, it definitely seems like they're focusing on trying to really grow the karting community and bring more people into the sport itself and kind of get more, make it more known.
That's why the Gold Rush Club Challenge, I think, is pretty cool, because it just adds $15 to your club race. It wasn't designed for the promoters to make a bunch of money. And so the sponsors, have really...
So that's $15 on top of the normal entry
just
fee.
$15. And so what they're doing is they're going to take the $15 on top of the club entry fee, and that $15 is going to get added up and split amongst the top finishers for the championship. Now, the $500, that's going to the champion of each class. That $500,
and that's the last race here in Northern Nevada Kart Club.
That will be given away in NKC in Northern Nevada.
So they're actually taking the $15 and adding it up, and they're gonna dispense it to the second and third place podium finishers for every class. Correct?
Yeah, we spend so much money in kart racing, and so to have something that gives back a little bit to the driver, these guys aren't going to become millionaires out there, but
Anything helps.
Yeah,
Anything helps today.
and it makes the racing interesting.
I'm going to buy a set of tires if you win it.
Yeah.
Almost pay for the race entry fee.
Maybe. Yeah.
We all know how much we spend compared to
So what are the tire rules, guys? What are the tire rules? I know there's been some stuff out there about tires. Do we know what we're doing with tires this year?
There's been a bit of controversy about the tires, and it all comes down to some supply chain issues.
Okay.
Remember when we had the supply chain issues on the engine packages a couple years back, and it caused a big panic.
Not available.
Not available.
Pretty soon they were trying to introduce new engines into the classes, but before that took place, the supply chain caught back up. I think it's kind of the same thing.
Where can I get a set of tires? Do you guys know where I can buy tires, where I can get them from? Or the track's going to supply them? We're going to have them? Who's going to have these tires?
Well, there's actually tires. They're all over the place. You just going to be online. There's some local kart shops that are going to be trying to supply the tires for the events. So they're encouraging the racers to just kind of look around.
But with the supply chain issues, it's made things a little bit stressful on the racers. And so Kinsman has announced that they are going to allow the old original compound, if you have them on your car.
What compound is that, Josh? For some racers you don't know, what compound is it that they can run?
That is the SKH compound.
Okay.
And the SKH compound, or the SKH2, has been released, and some shops have those available. And if those are what you were able to buy, Kinsman says run those. And some people were still on the on that old red compound, but this isn't meant to be a big money series. This is just supposed to be for fun. And so I think Kinsman made the right call when they said, just if you have that tire, come out and race with us, come out and have some fun. I think that like I said, everything's been a little bit stressful, and Kinsman has done a good job by saying, just come out and race with what you have, and let's have a good time.
What about the other 5 tracks we have? It's still the same compound. We don't know. There's this still open.
That's yet to be seen. Now, remember, the Gold Rush is a club challenge. So each club that the Gold Rush will be visiting is in charge. It is in charge of their own rules. It's that club that puts on their race.
Okay.
The Gold Rush just encourages karters to visit those clubs. And so I think those announcements will be coming in the near future. But right now, everyone's going to Kinsman, and that's the race that
we're talking about.
That's the race that we're talking about.
Nice. I like it. So I hear we got some really good raffles that we're going to give away at some of these racetracks, guys. What are the raffles that we're giving away?
That they are giving.
They are giving away.
You give some raffles away, Clint?
They are.
What raffles do you got?
They are giving away some raffles. What kind of raffles are they giving away, guys?
Again, it's just a club. It's a club race, right? And so because the Gold Rush is adding $15 to the entry fee, not everybody that is in that class that day at that club will be traveling with the Gold Rush. So
the Gold Rush is actually planning to give away some stuff at every club race along the way before the actual championship ending.
Yeah, and like I said, some of the club drivers that may not be traveling around to Gold Rush have to
all
pay
the events.
Yeah, they have to pay that extra $15, and so Racer Motorsports has stepped up, and they're going to be giving away some of their stands. We run their stands.
Standers.
Yeah,
Hilliard Clutch is giving some clutch stuff away. I see.
Hilliard Clutch has come to the table. Cashed Out Racing is going to be giving away some products from their store.
So it's looking like they're going to actually give away a kart stand at each race.
Yeah.
And a Hilliard clutch at each race.
Yeah.
And some swag and some other giveaway stuff,
And that's
awesome. That's good stuff.
New sponsors have been coming to the table. As this Gold Rush thing has been growing, it's really been attracting a lot of sponsors. So like I said, that's just for right now.
Just for right now.
Yeah, we'll see what that looks like towards the end of the season.
Well, I think that's really cool. It seems like a lot of work to be putting that on, and then to be going out of their way to do all that for the karting community in general is pretty awesome.
Yeah, our friend Mike over there at Wing King, in the middle of his startup, he was starting up Wing King over there off Pueblo Street in Reno, and we were talking with him, and And he said, I like what you guys are doing over there. And he threw in $500.
And he's just starting his own business.
He's not involved in karting. He's not, and he's just starting his own business, and he came to the table with $500. So, these sponsors that, like I said, they have nothing to do with karting, have been stepping up.
So it's really drawing in the kind of all over the place.
From Northern Cal, Nevada. I guess there's some people coming from here, Idaho, Montana, Oregon. Yeah, there's some good carts coming.
So on that note, I've actually heard that we're supposed to have the authentic taco truck at the Kinsman Kart Club for that race.
Yeah. Speaking of wings, speaking of food, speaking of tacos, the authentic street taco food truck will be showing up.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to getting some tacos from those guys.
Yeah.
When you're in the when you're racing, sometimes it's hard to get over there to the barbecue and make lunch.
Sometimes it's hard to eat too, working on carts and helping people. It's hard to get some food sometimes.
Things can get pretty hectic.
Yeah.
And so Authentic Street Taco has agreed to show up and feed everybody.
That's
awesome.
I'm actually about ready to eat tacos myself, Josh.
Yeah. Maybe we'll go after this. Let's see.
So I hear there's towards the end of this thing, I hear there's a pretty big giveaway at IPK. IPK did.
Yeah, IPK, Tanda Racing,
Cash Racing. There's a pretty sweet giveaway at the end of this deal.
Yeah, they've come together to give a brand new Praga rolling chassis away. That's what's that, about $4,200, Jake?
Yeah, it's probably about $4,200. Yeah.
So that's that's not to a champion. That's so
that cart's actually going to be given away to not just the winner of one of the classes or whatever. They're gonna, each person who enters all 5 races for the Gold Rush, their names are going to be put into a drawing to win the cart. So it's not just going to go to one of the series or one of the classes. It's going to be just to whoever races all 5 races in that series, and they're going to actually be able to have a chance to win that whole rolling chassis.
But I understand you have to compete in all 5 series. You can't take a drop race.
You can't take a drop race.
But you have to be at all 5 races.
You can take a drop race for points,
but you don't get the champ.
Eligible to win the brand new cart, all you have to do is show up to all five events.
That's a pretty sweet deal.
Now, there is going to be kid karts and junior ones competing. What do you think? What happens if a kid or a junior one wins that? You think Cashed Out Racing can come to the table and potentially trade that in for a kid kart chassis or a junior one chassis?
So because that is an adult chassis per se, I'm sure that they would be, if a kid kart or a junior one kid actually won that kart, that they would definitely be able to switch that out. So make sure that they got a kart that was going to be usable for them.
Well, that's a sweet deal. That's a sweet deal.
Yeah. $15 added to the entry fee. It seems pretty hard to make money at that. So to have prizes like a $4,000 brand new chassis, we really gotta give it up to the sponsors for making that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they really come together to kind of get that together for people.
Yeah.
There's some pretty large teams coming. Possibly we might see some big teams coming. North Cal here.
I don't want to say a whole lot. I've heard some rumors of some pretty big teams going to be showing out for this. I think that prize money has got people excited. We spoke with Cole Nelson Racing. We know they're going to be bringing some pretty fast drivers, as they always do. We spoke with Donald over at Cambrian. He says they're bringing their team out. So
Cashed Out's bringing a pretty big team out here. Cashed Out's got got some new drivers this year. And
Jake won the Kinsman Gold Rush race
last year. Last year did.
Yeah. I didn't do so hot in that, but Jake won it.
Yeah.
We got a driver over here. What's wrong with you over here, buddy? We got a driver here. We got to fix you up here.
And I showed up on the tires.
Yeah, of course, that's what I would say too.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be some pretty competitive racing, and I also think it's cool that it gives some of the club drivers that maybe don't travel a whole lot the opportunity to go test their skills against some of these more seasoned racing teams.
Yeah, and that is the really, really cool thing about the Gold Rush Challenge is it's not just meant for all the huge teams that have just tons of money to pour into this kind of sport. It's meant for kind of everybody to bring more people in from all kinds of levels, from every level.
There's going to be rookies. There's going to be guys with veterans. There's going to be a lot of.
Exactly.
There's going to be a big variety of drivers on these.
Yeah.
From kid karts to masters. It's going to be
Speaking of people just getting involved, Dream Pilot Films is going to be following some families around, some racers around, and filming a 6-episode docuseries about what it means to get involved in grassroots karting. You know, we see a lot in media and stuff like that about the upper echelon of it, Marty.
Really telling, giving the actual background.
you don't get the background of it.
Yeah.
You know-
at the track footage, so
For me, getting my son Cash into kid karts is what sparked our whole family into getting into karts, and you got your son in.
And my kid's in the karting. I mean, this will be our first full season, and I'm pretty excited for him. I think he's going to do fairly well. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun year.
so it's going to be an exciting season all the way around. I think.
Yeah, and so I think that what Dream Pilot Films is going to be doing is going to bring a lot of attention to our sport and our region, and we're kind of excited to see how that project goes. But you're going to see them. You're going to see them walking around these races, filming, and so
Go say hi to him, guys. If you guys see him walking around, walk up, say hi to him. Get in the camera. Get in the camera's face.
yeah.
We want to be seen.
This is all about making karting bigger in the region, and I think
the sport.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and how do we grow the sport? We grow the sport by taking it serious and making it not fun for everybody. And
No, we grow it by making it more affordable and fun for everybody to kind of get into it, from all over.
I think people get involved from the grassroots level with some used karts, and when they find out they have a passion for it, then they go up into the
Serious about it.
yeah, and that's where
I was that guy. I mean, remember, man, I was that guy. It's about a used cart, and boy,
save some money and body.
I should have. It didn't work out. I can tell you that much. It's a fun gig, and kids love it. Yeah, it's fun. It's very family oriented too.
Yeah, but if we want the big series to grow, we also need to focus on, bringing fresh people in and showing them, what karting is. And so
Yes.
I think the project that Dream Pilot Films is going to be doing.
Help that.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff.
What do we got here? Live streaming. It looks like Karting Life has been starting up a live streaming channel.
And they're going to be covering all the on-track footage of all the races right there.
Yeah, our friend Jonathan Andreezy has started up that, and they kind of started just as something to do.
Something to do.
Yeah, and now they've got some sponsors that have been coming on board and helping those guys get all the equipment.
So those guys are going to be on track, I'm assuming, watching
They're
cards.
going to be setting up. They're going to be setting up and live streaming the event. Now, Kinsman is next to an Air Force base, and so we've heard that there's some pretty sketchy Wi-Fi coverage in that area. So they told me that they're going to be doing their best to work through those problems. But the live streaming that those guys have been doing has been getting better. I've been watching it, and it's been getting better every race.
Nice.
And when we can't make it over the hill to California, we get to watch our favorite racers over there,
Our competitors.
and then we get to watch our competitors see what everyone's doing. So I think Jonathan Andreezy has been doing a good job with the Karting Life thing. And
So is that just like a YouTube channel, or is it going to be like Facebook?
yeah, he's on social media as well. But yeah, he streams live on the YouTube channel, Karting Life.
Okay.
And so we're hoping that the internet out there cooperates and that we can get a good live stream.
Get live streams.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually really awesome. That's great for the sport too, So really,
And get it out there.
we really appreciate Jonathan for stepping up and kind of helping us out with that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it takes a lot of effort to do this kind of stuff.
Sure does.
And it's awesome to see people actually step up and just go do it.
And they're donating some time. That's a lot of time to donate. I mean, you're away from family, you're away from the house, from kids, and you're out there
It's not just working on the track thing either. They're working on this on their home lives too.
after hours. They're on it after hours, and they're
Exactly.
out there in the heat, following these kids and adults around. It's
They're racing too.
yeah. Oh, and the racing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. I think we know a little bit about what it means to,
Yes.
kind of work the event and race the event.
and race the event.
There's, it's a lot of work. So
It's a full-time job.
Shout out to all of the people who have been making this whole regional series possible.
Yes.
The clubs that have stepped up to participate, all of the volunteers that it's taking.
Yeah.
Like we've said, $15 per entry. I don't think anybody's getting rich off this thing.
No.
No, that's
To me, it's for the experience. It's experience. 100% experience.
Yeah. So kudos to everybody who's been doing everything they can to grow the sport. You know what? That's what we need.
Yes.
We just need people out there to step up and say, you know, I can do this, so let me help you. Let me help you with that. And for the businesses to come in and sponsor this stuff with some money for, you know, for the Gold Rush to give away, you know, and this is what makes it possible.
Aren't even really
Involved in sports.
That's what's been so crazy to me. I mean, I think that you expect, you know, a lot of these karting companies to step up, you know.
But I mean, like you said, you guys, we've got Aspen Earthworks, Wing King,
If you look-
Allen's Automotive. Those guys aren't really into karting.
If you look,
There's some big people in there.
we don't. There's a lot of
Yeah, they just do tacos.
Tacos.
everybody loves tacos.
Well, yeah.
But if you look, the karting companies didn't really come to the table as much as some of the other companies, and
It's very true. That is very true.
you know. So I think that getting more people involved in the sport, you know, all the effort that's been going into that has been working. So I think
It's awesome.
yeah. So I think this is going to be a pretty competitive series this year. I can't wait to see how some of the racing plays out.
I can't wait to see how many people it brings in.
I can't wait to get going. We got 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. It kicks
A
off.
little less than 2
I know we race local track next week.
Yeah.
Whoever first home opener next week is a local track. After that, man,
AC races coming up, and then after that, it's the
Gold Rush.
Gold Rush at Kinsman.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's
Exciting stuff.
coming up quick, boys.
All right.
I hope everybody's ready out there.
Yeah, maybe we can get together and do some highlight reels of the aftermath there at Kinsman. So
Yeah. That's going to be fun.
we can do that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool.
It's going to be fun.
Well, we'll get out there and get to racing.
That's right.
Cool. I like it.
All right, let's go get some tacos, guys.
Tacos. Taco time.